We'll turn around so we're heading out like you were saying.
Sri Govinda Mela ki Jai. Govinda Mela ki Jai. Govinda Mela ki Jai. Gaur Premanande.
Jai Srila Bhakti Pavan Janardhan Maharaj ki Jai.
This is the.
Not working.
It should be working, no?
No.
There is some on and
Switch
off.
on?
Bottom.
There's a mute switch. Hare Krishna.
Oh, battery.
Give me one moment. Hey,
This is the mandir on top of the hill that we have built for.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Yeah, but in the everyone walking.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Gaur Haribo, Gaur Haribo. Gaur, 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 Gaur. Gaur Haribo, Gaur Haribo, Gaur Haribo. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. There we go. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Charana Padma Kevala Bhakti Sadma Sri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakti Sadma
I'm just setting him up and I'm not going to stand here. Don't worry. I set the chairs up and I for you for the kirtan part?
That's fine.
Jai Prasade Pure Sarva Asha Jai Prasade Pure Sarva Asha Chakudana Dilo Jai Janme Janme Prabhu Se Chakudana Dilo Jai Divya Jnan Hriday Prakashito Divya Jnan Hriday Prakashito Prema Bhakti Jahoite Avidya Vinasa Jate Prema Bhakti Jahoite Avidya Vinasa Jate Vedidai Jahara Charito Vedidai Jahara Charito Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Arama Janara Bandhu Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Arama Janara Bandhu Logana Logana Jivana Logana Logana Jivana Mahaprabhu Koradoya Deha More Karataya Mahaprabhu Koradoya Deha More Karataya Hevejas Gusukri Bhuvana Hey Adama Loy Lo Sharana Tu Apare Loy Nu Sharana Sharanila 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 Aboya Sitarapate Sharanila Aboya Sitarapate Sharanila
humbly request, for the sake of this video, do you mind moving across to the other side so I can get a better angle of you? As you like, of course, we can adapt.
We're shifting.
Thank you, Mars. Mars, go well.
Jai Pada Kamala Koti Chandra Shishitara.
Is this walking?
Brida Janma Delota Se Pashu Boro Durata Se Pashu Boro Durata Nitai Na Bolilo Muke Hajilo Samsara Sute Nitai Na Bolilo Muke Hajilo Samsara Sute Vidya Kule Kikori Deta Vidya Kule Kikori Deta Vidya Kule Kikori Deta Vidya Kule Kikori Deta Ahankare Nato Hoya Nitai Para Pasariya Asakere Satya Gori Mani Nitaya Koruna Be Braje Radha Krishna Bade Garo Nitaya Charanutani Nitaya Charana Satya Sahana Seva Kanita Nitai Para Sada Koro Aja
Avatara Sara Gauraya Avatara che non avagilitare Corinire vasa che non piazza Apanakara ma fere Akanta kera taru sadai se vilimana Amrita pavaraya se O prema kalpataru Sri Gouranga Yamara Kahare Bavili Vishe Isaura Verayashe Palasa Sunkilimana Palasa Sunkilimana Anasate Pashilokita Ikshudanda Bhavi Kata Shushilimana Kemone Pavi Mimita Pai Mimita Haraboliya Gholaya Parilimana Asamana Kinkora Sapa Asitala Bolia Aguna Pohalimana
They need to do it to get a sticker.
Paili Bajaratapa Avatara Sara Gauraya Avatara Che non avagilitare Olinire vasa che non appiasa Apanakara ma fere Samsara vajili Sri Gouranga bolili Na shunila sadura kata Ika parakala dukala koyalimana Kaili apanamata Gauraya Avatara Sara Gauraya Avatara Che non avagilitare A Corinire vasa che non appiazza Apannakara ma fere Jaya Gaura Hare Gaura Hare Gaura Hare Jaya Gaura Hare Oh Jaya Gaura Hare Gaura Hare Gaura Hare Jaya Gaura Hare Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol
Encore.
Danos un libro. Página 166. Aquí se acaban las 48.
Srila Bhakti Pavan Janardhan Maharaj ki Srila Bhakti Kusham Ashram Maharaj
Patita pavana, patita tarana radha. Maya patita pavana, patita tarana radha. Mara samara, hey matranata, tumito karuna maya. Avane vitore naki Daya lata kura gosana tomara Daya lata kura gosana tomara Dama pamare traki Sakala chadiya asira chiyami tomara charane nata Sakala chadiya asira chiyami tomara charane nata Ami nityada tumi palaita Ami nityada tumi palaita tumi gopta jagana jaganata Ami nityada tumi palaita tumi gopta jaganata Tomara sakala ami matra dasa amara tarive tumi Tomara sakala ami matra dasa amara tarive tumi Tomara charana karinu varana amara nasito ami Tomara charana karinu varana Bakati vinoda kariya sarana loyache tomara paya Bakati vinoda kariya sarana loyache tomara paya Omi aparada nai ruchi diya Omi aparada name ruchi diya palana koro hitaya Tomara
I first I heard Guru Maharaj, favorite song was Kijani Kivoli. I was looking in Nabadwip, so someone knows the tune, but Sujanananda Prabhu doesn't want to give me. So Sudarshan doesn't want to give me. Somehow or other, I hear somewhere. When I was in Caracas, Govinda Mela said, Rajaram, you chant Kijani Kivoli. He knows I love that song.
Srila Govinda Maharaj, he told us that we could have different, what do they call it, those places on the hill where we could have a small mandir and the pujari could come up the hill and do different offerings. Kioscos, they call them. Yeah, that's true. We had that.
Fanfare.
So, and Srila Govinda Maharaj, he would come up this path in his scooter via Govinda. So we're very fortunate. I think Govinda Maharaj, he envisioned all this for here. And during the time when Govinda Maharaj was here, devotees came from all over the world. There were places that were very popular for where Srila Govinda Maharaj would visit. One was here in SoCal, and then he'd go to Mexico, and then he'd go to Caracas. And in Caracas, we remember that one time Srila Govinda Maharaj went into the temple and they sang the whole time. There was no speaking or anything. Just Govinda Maharaj and all the devotees sang kirtan. And as Puri Maharaj says, I always knew him as Raja Ram, Puri Maharaj, Bhakti Vandava Puri Maharaj. And there, especially Govinda Maharaj, he and Guru Maharaj, they liked these two songs, Kijani Ki Bole and Emona Durmati.
For me.
One time Govinda Maharaj sang Kijani Ki Bole and he says, now is not the time for Emona Durmati, because Emona Durmati means a wicked mind brought me into this mundane world, which is our situation. But by the mercy, actually that song is about very good news. The song is meant to convey good news that the Lord has descended in Sri Nabadwip Dham, and He is giving mercy to all fallen souls like you. So then go forward and receive your mercy from the Lord. So that is what we received from Srila Govinda Maharaj. He gave us, he transmitted. Like today, yesterday actually, Devashish was saying, which is very much true, that Guru Maharaj was a very special Param Vaishnava, and he himself, Guru Maharaj, made a collection of songs in the Kirtan and Manjusha. He made a collection of songs and he composed different songs. And what Devashish was saying, which we all realize, is that without Srila Govinda Maharaj, nobody would be able to get entrance into what Srila Guru Maharaj has given. And Srila Govinda Maharaj gave that. One time, Govinda Maharaj went to Imlitala in Vrindavan, and there Mahaprabhu used to go to Imlitala, and he sat under the tamarind tree, and he spent time there, meditating and thinking of the Lord's pastimes. And they had some verse there that Srila Maharaj had composed, but nobody could understand what it was referring to. But it was Guru Maharaj's special numerical system. What do you remember what the keys were? Like it was like you know, the Vedas, 4 Vedas is number 4, and then Vedas, and then so actually it was a date. It's a date in Mahaprabhu's pastimes, but nobody could understand. And they asked Srila Govinda Maharaj, and Srila Govinda Maharaj, he told them what it meant. So they asked him, how do you know what it means? He says, I'm a disciple of Guru Maharaj. He told them. One time I was in Nabadwip, and we were over by Guru Maharaj's Samadhi, Srila Maharaj's Samadhi. And there had been something going on in the mud, and I wanted to talk to Srila Govinda Maharaj about it. And Govinda Maharaj said, go ahead and tell me. And I said, maybe here is not a good place. And he says, all right, we'll go to my room. And we're walking over towards Govinda Maharaj's veranda. And then he says, what you want to talk to me is about this. And he told me the whole thing I wanted to talk to him about. He says, what you want to talk to me is this. And he told me. And I said, yes, Maharaj, how did you know? And he says, well, for something, I'm the Acharya of the Sri Chaitanya Saraswati. But you know, that's like we're always knowing Chintya Samasthaveda Nipanam Sri Rupa Patanugam. Everything is known to Govinda Maharaj. Chintya na Chintya. What is conceivable by you, conceivable, and what is conceivable by others, that's Chintya. And Achintya, what is inconceivable, what you can't conceive. Govinda Maharaj knows that too. He knows what's conceivable, and he knows what's inconceivable. That shows you something of Govinda Maharaj's divine position. And this, the pranam mantra that we're always saying, Gaurva Bhishta, Gaurva, then the first mantra that we say of, Gaurva Bhishtam Supurakam Gauraganara Sisha Sambhuchitam Chintya Samasthaveda Nipunam Sri Rupa Patanagam Govinda Abhidam Ujwalam Bharatanum Bhaktyan Vidam Sundaram Mande Vishwa Guruncha Divyat Bhagavat Premno Ibijapitam. Who composed that? Who composed that pranam mantra? Can you say? Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Srila Maharaj composed the pranam mantra for his own disciple. He composed that. So if he says he is very much pleased his guru, then that must be true because he wrote it. Guru Maharaj wrote it. And he has very much pleased his guru, that must be true because his guru wrote it, right? And Srila Govinda Maharaj was very much loved by all the Vaishnavas. I remember that Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, he would ask Govinda Maharaj to convey what he wanted to give to, what he wanted to ask to Srila Guru Maharaj. And Govinda Maharaj would bring the answer back to Srila Prabhupada. And Govinda Maharaj also was sent, there was some little trouble little bit of a revolt in the Chaitanya Saraswat Mat because Srila Guru Maharaj, when Govinda Maharaj was like 17, 18, he said that if I can train him properly, he will be my successor. But other persons in the Mat didn't like to hear that. And Govinda Maharaj would climb up into the mango tree and pick the mangoes, and then they would give the rotten mangoes to Govinda Maharaj. So Guru Maharaj, after some time, he sent Srila Govinda Maharaj to be with Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. And he was there with Swami Maharaj, and he was hearing the Bhagavad Gita from Srila Prabhupada. And that Bhagavad Gita is the Baladev Vidyabhushan commentary that Prabhupada was working on. And Guru Maharaj's translation of Bhagavad Gita is the Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. So sometimes there's some differences, like on the 10th verse of the first chapter.
How's your arm, Devashish Prabhu?
Huh?
How's your arm? All right, maybe you can hold the mic.
So in that verse says Duryodhana is speaking, and he's saying, according to the Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur translation that Guru Maharaj had made, it says that Duryodhana says the party of Bhishma Dev, the party of Bhima is, well, the party of Bhishma Dev is limited, but the party of Bhimasena is competent. So you could say, okay, that's there. Even though there's a difference in size, the party of Duryodhana, they have, 11 Akshohinis, and Bhima, their side, the Pandavas, they only have 7 Akshohinis. So the party of Duryodhana is bigger, but there's some indication that grandfather Bhishma, he has some affection for the Pandavas, so he won't be fighting as well as he could, which is actually kind of insulting to Bhishma Dev. But there's some implication anyway that Duryodhana is saying that, and he's saying the party of the Pandavas is adequate. So Vishwanath Chakravarti is saying that more or less that verse is being said in that way because it's sarcastic. But then Govinda Maharaj said, never will these words come out of Duryodhana's mouth that something that Bhimasena does is better than us. So he said, so then he wanted to more or less switch it to Baladev Vidyabhushan's translation of that verse. And if you look at the first Bhagavad Gita, the Hidden Treasure of the Sweet Absolute, it has that. But Govinda Maharaj actually changed the translation of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. And Govinda Maharaj studied Bhagavad Gita with Srila Prabhupada, Bhaktivedanta Swami, and he became the first, he said he became the first distributor of Back to Godhead magazine. And he didn't know English, but he learned most of the Hindi-speaking people in Bora Bazaar near Mahatma Gandhi Road. In Bora Bazaar and Mahatma Gandhi Road. They're Hindi-speaking, but they also speak some English. Whereas most of the Bengalis, they don't speak so much English. So, but the Back to God was in English. So then Govinda Maharaj would learn enough lines in English to sell Back to Godhead magazine. He said he was the first distributor of Back to Godhead magazine. And like that, he was, so Govinda Maharaj was very dear to Srila Prabhupada and even to the other persons who were, not always in agreement with Srila Guru Maharaj. There was also those, and what was it? Who said that? Accepted Srila Govinda Maharaj as a golden boy. Do you remember?
Keshava Maharaj.
Keshava Maharaj. Okay. And Srila and Keshava Maharaj is Srila Guru Maharaj was approached by Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami's sister. We all call her Pishima, but I think her name is Baba Tarangini. Is that right?
Yeah.
Baba Tarini. And she wanted to take initiation from Guru Maharaj. And actually, Guru Maharaj didn't want to give her translation due to so much involvement with family, but he also said, and Guru Maharaj really at that time didn't want to accept disciples, so he told her, well, you live on the same road, down the road from Bhakti Sharanga Goswami Maharaj. And he told her, you can go take initiation from Bhakti Sharanga Goswami Maharaj, what she did. And Srila Prabhupada, he wanted to take sannyas from Srila Guru Maharaj, but Srila Guru Maharaj told him, if you will take sannyas from me, it will be very disturbing to your whole family, and I have some relationship with your whole family, so I don't want to create this disturbance. But he said, Keshav Maharaj, he took the mantra from me, so if you go to him, he is very daring and reckless, Keshav Maharaj. If you go to him, he will give you sannyas and you'll get the same mantra I gave to Keshav Maharaj. I gave him that mantra, so you'll get it from me in that way also, through Keshav Maharaj. And Srila Prabhupada, he went to Keshav Maharaj and he accepted sannyas from Keshav Maharaj. And all the different disciples of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, so many of them, they would come and they would come to the Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Mat just associate with Srila Guru Maharaj. And many would come for his Vyas Puja, Srila Guru Maharaj's Vyas Puja, like Bhakti Pramod Puri Maharaj and so many others would come. Bhakti Sharanga Goswami Maharaj, he would come and on his Vyas Puja, everything he collected he would give to Guru Maharaj. So like this, everyone had so much. They, after Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur had asked that Guru Maharaj sing Sri Rupa Manjari Pada, all the disciples of Guru Maharaj perceived that there was a power transmission. That's how they heard it. Power transmission from Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur to Srila Bhakti Rakha. And then so many persons came to visit Srila Guru Maharaj. One person, Govinda Maharaj, said when that sannyasi came there, Govinda Maharaj asked him, Maharaj, how long will you be here? And he said, I just came here and now you're asking me when I'm leaving. Like that. So he was a little upset. And then Govinda Maharaj said, no, I'm in charge of managing this temple. Managers always get blamed for everything. So I'm in charge of managing this temple and I have to make proper arrangements. And then the sannyasi said to him, he said, even if you groomed us, meaning even if you hit us with broomsticks, even if you groomed us, still we would not leave, because we have come for the association of Srila Maharaj. And Srila Govinda Maharaj described association with different god brothers. One, he went to make the god brother's mosquito net, and the god brother and that sannyasi. I don't remember it was Sandanti Maharaj one, or who, but he chastised him. No, look, this is all crooked. You do it like this, and he showed him how to correctly, very meticulously, put a mosquito net. But anyway, on mundane subjects and also divine subjects, Govinda Maharaj was in the association of so many of Srila Maharaj's god brothers, and he learned from all of them. And Srila Guru Maharaj said it was like Srila Govinda Maharaj had the direct association of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, even though he never met Srila Saraswati Thakur, because Srila Saraswati Thakur, he left this world in 1936. Govinda Maharaj was 7 years old and hadn't met Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. But Srila Guru Maharaj said it was as if he had met Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, because he had the association of all of his prominent disciples. They came to see Srila Sridhar Maharaj, and they saw Srila Sridhar Maharaj as the holder of the Rupanuga line. And that was something Devashish mentioned about what is it? Charan Roy was Sakhi Charan Roy. He built the Chaitanya, where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance place there in the whole Chaitanya Mont, which is the Yoga Pit. He helped build that, and then he purchased the land where the Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mutt is. And that was about what Devashish related is about the flag that was there that Srila Guru Maharaj had on a bamboo pole. He just had a thatched hut, but he had a big bamboo pole with a flag, and then he wrote that verse about the flag as flying over and announcing the glories of the Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mutt. Sakhi Charan Roy, he said, "What kind of a big verse is this? And all you have is thatched hut and a bamboo pole with a flag on it. So how is that announcing the glories of the Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mutt?" He said that in jest to, and Guru Maharaj replied, "Well, that only time is separating us from this. And maybe you won't live to see all this, but it will happen." And Srila Govinda Maharaj said he traveled all over the world from place to place just to see the fulfillment of that verse. And then there was a time when one man who lived in Nabadwip, he was a very rich man. He was a zamindar, which means big landholder in Bardwan district, I believe. And he was living in Nabadwip, but he was very degraded. And he used to drink, and he had the association of, he was married, but he would have different women and do all kinds of bad habits. Probably not vegetarian either. At least most Bengalis are not vegetarian. Guru Maharaj said that he did madhupuri, what is it, madhukari, where you beg. He did that in Vrindavan, but he said you can't do that in Bengal because everybody eats fish. So you can't go begging from house to house. You'd have to go to Thailand to do that. Thailand, the Buddhist monks beg, but they liked very much what they give them. They eat everything. But anyway, Guru Maharaj said you couldn't do madhukari. But one time, this man, he was a drunkard and womanizer, and he was walking with his wife and his father-in-law, and they were walking near the Ganga, and then they had kind of planned this, but they said, "Oh, we heard there's one sadhu here, one very advanced sadhu, and he lives near here, and perhaps we could go see them." And that man said, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to convert me? Are you trying to save me or something? But he jokingly, he went along, and then they went and he went into the Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mutt, and he saw Guru Maharaj. And Guru Maharaj was wearing a gamsha. He was working, and he's wearing a gamsha. A gamsha is like a thin towel, and Guru Maharaj is wearing this like a towel, and he's working, and that man says, "Oh," they asked, "Where's Srila Sridhar Maharaj?" And Guru Maharaj said, "You just come in here, sit down, and he'll be right with you." So he put them in there, and then Guru Maharaj went and changed him to sannyas vesh, and then he came back in, and he was out with him. And then Guru Maharaj began talking to that man, and he's talking, Durlava Manava Janava Satsage Torai Bhava Sundari, like that, this human birth. We have this human birth, and we're meant to use this human birth for our spiritual advancement. And he's preaching many heavy verses like this for some time. And after some time, that man began crying. He began crying, and then he became a disciple of Guru Maharaj after time. And so, in association of Guru Maharaj, he was converted. And then, after some time, after that man had changed like that, then the man's barber, came to see Guru Maharaj. It said in scriptures that barbers and crows, they're very intelligent. Crows and barbers like that, they're very intelligent. The man was a barber, he's intelligent. He came to see Guru Maharaj, and he said, we've heard about so many, great saints who have saved persons, like Jagai and Madai, saved by Nityananda, and different persons who were saved by the saints. And he says, but they were always just stories to us. They were just stories. And he said, but I knew this man. I'm his barber. I knew him very well, and I can say that he was genuinely very degraded, and now he's become so much changed. So I had to come here and meet the person who has changed him. And then through that man, later, Guru Maharaj would begin Nabadwip Dham Parikram. Srila Govinda Maharaj wanted to establish that. But there weren't that many persons in the mutt, but he counted on the help of the followers. That seat seems unstable. So they counted on the followers of Bhakti Sharanga Goswami Maharaj and Jajavar Maharaj. They joined in. They agreed to join in the Nabadwip Dham Parikramas, but they wanted to secure some more finances, so they went to the house of that man, to the house there, and it was said that that man, he had a record in the Guinness Book of World Records of the most people living in the same house.
This is serious for those who don't understand how big an Indian family can get.
Yeah, big Indian family, but the most people living in one house. I don't know, more than 100.
More than 100.
Look it up in the Guinness Book of Records.
Yeah, more than 100. Gurudev used to talk about some of these famous families in Bengal. They had like more than 100 people living in the compound, the family compound.
And he said when he went there, like a son-in-law or something of that rich man was sitting in his seat, in the rich man's seat, and then the rich man came in and sat in another seat. So then Govinda Maharaj said he could see how tolerant he was and everything. He said, you have to be tolerant. You have a family like that. So anyway, then Govinda Maharaj made a proposal to that man. He said, we want to make Nabadwip Dham Parikrama, and we want you to be the treasurer. We'll give you all the money, we'll collect all the money, and we'll give the money to you and for the expenses, and anything that we're lacking, you'll fill that in. We'll give you everything in it for our expenses, and then anything above what we have, you'll make the difference up. And the man agreed. So then they had the backing for the Nabadwip Dham Parikrama. Govinda Maharaj is very intelligent. He knows how to do all these things. And we heard these different stories about Govinda Maharaj like this. So anyway, Govinda Maharaj then he heard from Srila Prabhupada, and also there was some trouble in the Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mutt later that, that man, I'm not going to mention his name because I don't want create disturbance among devotees. But that man, he, it was who Srila Govinda Maharaj said when one person, that when the man came to Nadangat and kind of brought Govinda Maharaj back to the mission. Devashi spoke about that. Guru Maharaj, Govinda Maharaj, he said, I'll only go if we go today. And they said, no problem, we're going today. So they took him, and actually that was the day of the Shringa Chaturdasi when they arrived in the mud. So they would have gone to the mud, I imagine, anyway, of course, in the Shringa Chaturdasi. But then that person who Govinda Maharaj said when seeing him, he was like appeared like Srinivasacharya to Govinda Maharaj. I mean, that was the impression that he got seeing him. But then later, even though he had that impression, and then Govinda Maharaj, some devotees came to Govinda Maharaj and they said, well, we want to read the Chaitanya Bhagavat, so there's two translations, and one is by that person, Bhakti.
Yay!
Well, I'll say his name is Bhakti Vaibhava Puri Maharaj, and the other is by ISKCON. And said, well, that man, Govinda Maharaj said, that man's educated, so you can read that, his translation of Chaitanya Bhagavat. But actually it wasn't his translation of Chaitanya Bhagavat. It's a translation of Sarva Bhavana. Sarva Bhavana's a Bengali devotee, and it was his translation, and they just gave the credit to that person because they had some comments he made in the class explaining certain verses. But actually, we have two Chaitanya Bhagavats. One is by Sarva Bhavana, I think his son is the disciple of Guru Maharaj, and the other is by
Bhakti Charu?
No, Bhanu Swami. So anyway, and the Bhanu Swami's one also has a translation of verse by verse, and it has a translation of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. But anyway, then when that person later, when there was some trouble, they had to actually buy him out to not claim any part of the Sri Chaitanya Saraswati. They paid him to walk.
14,000 rupees.
Huh?
14,000 rupees.
Yeah, that's a lot of money in those days. So. You don't know how much Indian currency has changed. When I first came to India and I was living in Bombay and collecting, I would go to the area where they had all the grains and dal and rice and all these things. It was called Masjid Mandir. I would collect there, and then I would go to Kolba Devi. And then, because I was too far away to return for lunch to the mott, then I would go to one place. This was like a Marwari kind of restaurant, and they had thalis, and the thali had rice, dal, sabji, yogurt. You could get sweet rice and so many chapatis and also I think papadum, all this, a whole thali, and you could have refills on anything except maybe sweet rice or yogurt. You get refills on everything else, and one thali cost 3 rupees. That was a 3 rupee thali, which was in our currency even then it was about 50 cents.
What year was that, Maharaj?
What thali was
ingredients? The preparations?
I told rice, dal, sabji, everything you papadum,
Buttermilk? Did they have buttermilk?
No,
Yogurt.
yogurt.
And achar.
Huh?
And achar. Achar. Pickles.
A dog was 50 paisa in 82. Now it's 35, 50.
So anyway, you could, 3 rupees, you could eat a thali. Now, how much is a thali in India? I don't know, eh? Yeah,
250.
100, yeah.
more. So, as far as how much it costs now, I would say, I don't know and I don't care.
600 rupees a Jew. A Jew was 600.
But anyway, that was the thing, and they paid that person to leave the Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Mandir. No person's ever approached him and taken initiation. I went there with Srila Prabhupada as Bhaktivedanta Swami. He had a mandir in Rajmundry, which is near the Godavari, where what's the name of the place that Guru Maharaj was at near the Godavari?
Vijayawada?
No, near where what's the name of the
Visakhapatnam.
No, that's way away. Rajmundry, but you were saying that the name of the mandir where Guru Maharaj was the
Ramananda Gaudiya.
Ramananda Gaudiya. Anyway, it's at the other. I went there with Srila Prabhupada, and we were guests of the Andhra Pradesh paper mill. And they asked Prabhupada to speak, and I'm just saying, I'm just rambling on, but Prabhupada spoke, and then at the Andhra Pradesh paper mill, and he told them, you're all going to get karma for all the trees that you cut down and made into paper. He was pretty out. But they still loved him. I mean, but he did tell them that. And then Prabhupada told me from there I could go to Jagannath Puri because it was going to be Snan Yatra. So I didn't know what Snan Yatra meant, and I didn't know what that meant to go to Puri. I know what Puri, Jagannath Puri is, but I didn't know what it meant to go to Snan Yatra. So we tried to get into the Jagannath Mandir, just like we heard that story. What's the lady's name? And tried to get in. That's the one that Guru Maharaj chastised.
Who was it?
She snuck into the Jagannath Mandir. They were going to throw her out, but someone saved her. But in the meantime, they threw out, 50-some preparations. They threw them all out because she was in there. And anyway, Guru Maharaj chastised her, no doubt. But we tried to get in, and first they said, well, you get the note from the Shankaracharya in Puri. So we went to him to ask for a note. But we didn't know he had just kind of more or less resigned from his position because some Westerners went on the Roth car or something. So he was really anyway, he wasn't about to write us a note. And we said, well, we're practicing Vaishnavism and everything. He said, you bring your scriptures, bring all your scriptures in here, and then we'll discuss. So anyway, I thought that was not going to work. So then we went back to the gate. This is the Sima gate, the Lion Gate, and Simadwar. And then we asked, well, we don't really follow Shankaracharya anyway. He's a person. So he said, then you get a note from the Ramakrishna Gaudiya Math. I said, well, we don't have any dealings with them either. We don't follow them. And then they said, then you go to the Purushottama Gaudiya Math. All right, so we said, okay. And we went to the Purushottama Gaudiya Math, and they gave us a letter. And then we took the letter, and they said, all right, but you can't enter through the main gate. You go to the side gate. So we went around to the side gate. There's like 3 of us, and then walking in the side gate, walking across the courtyard. And then one big panda with a big belly and a gold chain. He stands in front of us and starts shouting and bellowing in Oriyan, and then there's a big crowd around us, and they're all ready to just bash us. So then while this commotion's going on, then one policeman came and he said, you had to go out. I said, yes, take us out, take us out. Because it was better to be taken out by him than to be beaten out. So then we never got to the mandir. We were just in the courtyard. So then I could see this is not a good idea. So then we got taken out and of the mandir, of the courtyard, and then somebody told me, oh, it is said, and that's a reference to Rath Yatra, that even if the Lord's devotee can't get into the temple, the Lord will come out of the temple for his devotee. And, you know, I'm positive in outlook, but my reaction was kind of like, yeah, right. In the sense, that's a real devotee. What about baby devotees, you know, or aspiring baby devotees, you know? So then we decide we're going to leave, and actually unknown to us, it's the day of the Snan Yatra. And we're offering our dandavats in front of the main gate, the Simandwar, to the Lord, and we're ready to leave, and then as we're getting up, we look above us, and there's Jagannath. Wow. Because on Snan Yatra day, they take the Lord out of the temple and bathe him outside. And that's how he gets some cold. Yeah. Nowadays, he would maybe say COVID. And then they take the Lord back into the temple, and he's not available for 15 days between Snan Yatra and Rath Yatra. And he's, as Govinda Maharaj says, he's receiving nourishment, which means they're preparing him for the Rath Yatra, and they're painting the deity and everything like this. So, anyway, I'm just rambling, but very wonderful with Srila Govinda Maharaj and being in India, and I joined in India with Srila Prabhupada and took sannyas at the Radha Damodar temple. So I was with Prabhupada, then sometime with Guru Maharaj, but not so much time like Devashish. He's the real deal. He was with Guru Maharaj for a long time, and Guru Maharaj, you know, really defended him. In England, people tried to usurp his position, and Guru Maharaj wouldn't let them do it. So, and every time he speaks, like you heard him speak the other day, and when he sings, I always feel it's a very, you know, accurate representation of what Guru Maharaj was giving. I feel like that. So, anyway, let's being with. So I was with Prabhupada a little time with Guru Maharaj. I was with Prabhupada about 7 years, but with Guru Maharaj, close to 30 years, like Devashish was saying. And that was a real, you know, that was so much mercy. I mean, I could not imagine getting so much mercy from a Vaishnava. And Govinda Maharaj, he lived with us. And I like reading the Chaitanya Charitamrita, maybe because I'm too lazy to be well read, you know, but I like to read over and over and over and over and over and over the Chaitanya Charitamrita. And I feel like when I was with Srila Govinda Maharaj, I was looking through a window into the Chaitanya Charitamrita. I felt like being with him was like a window to what's going on in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. And you can say, how so? Because what Govinda Maharaj eats, it's described in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. What he eats, what Mahaprabhu's humor is. And you know, Govinda Maharaj sarcasm, and he told one time, he said, he said, I don't like in the West that they always shorten names, like it's Shruda and Siddha, Yuda, and yeah, all these shortened names. He said, I don't like that. And then I said, but Gurudev, you know, and the Chaitanya Charitamrita, it refers to, you know, that Raghu and Jaga. When Jaga is just like a boy, that when they talk about Rupa goes, what is it? Sanatana Goswami says, I talked with Jagannananda and he said it would be better if I left here because he was covered with all this skin disease. And he said, you've already fulfilled your purpose in coming here. You met with Mahaprabhu, but you're very disturbed when he embraces you because the liquid from your sores touches his body. So you can go now. You don't have to stay. And then he told the Mahaprabhu that Jagannananda advised me. And then Mahaprabhu said, but you're much older than Jagannananda. That Jaga is just like a boy. So I said to Gurudev that mentions Jaga, mentions Raghu, and he said, you've read so much the Chaitanya Charitamrita, and this is all you could get from it? He said, this dirty thing, that's all you could get from the Chaitanya. So, but, and when I, you know, when I got, when his servant embraced me and I fell down on the veranda and broke my leg, and then the next morning Gurudev comes to me and he says, there's nothing, I have a broken leg, and he says, there's nothing wrong with you, nothing at all, there's nothing here, you know. So carrying me down the stairs, and Gurudev was chastising me. Why did this happen to you? It doesn't happen to Sagar Mars. It doesn't happen to anyone else. It just happens to you because you were playing with him. You were playing with him. I said I wasn't playing with him. Yes, you were. You're always. So Gurudev, you know. And then when you get to, then I find out that I got a broken leg, and then Gurudev cut me some slack a little bit. He was a little more lenient, and then he said to me, he said, come, I'm going to Vrindavan, come with me. And I said, I just would slow you down, I can't walk. And he says, yeah, that's right, you shouldn't go away. We don't need you, just stay here. Just stay here. That's and so much affection. It's really, this is really affection. They say that in the Indian army, the ones who are in the higher ranks, like the generals, they're the ones that take the most beating. They're the ones who get chastised the most to get the most beating. They're yelled at and everything like that, because that's what it means. You know, you want some position, you better learn how to take it. You know, you want some position in this mission, then you have to be Trinada Pisunichena, Taroriva Sahishnana, Amanina Mana Dena, Kirtana Nia Sada. More humble than the straw in the street, more tolerant than a tree, and able to offer respects to others without asking for respect in return. That's Mahaprabhu's formula. Now, I'm not saying I'm humble or tolerant or able to offer respect, but that is our code. But you know, we aspire for that, and then Govinda Maharshi would help us attain some humility by smashing us. Yeah. I'd be in his room and somebody left a baby bottle in there, and he said, "Give that to Janardhan." He's always pushing. And that's what it means. I mean, if you're with Gurudev, you know, there's some people which Gurudev will never chastise and never say anything heavy to them. And that's not because they're so advanced. It's because in many cases they can't take it. So he's not going to correct them. He's not going to level them, you know, because, you know, they'll just crawl away or something. So if you want some mercy from Gurudev, then he tests you. He really tests you. You have to pass the test. So anyway, for 30 years we were at Srila Govinda Maharaj, and something we got from him. And sometimes he'd say, this person my best friend, this person my best friend. But that was nice. All these devotees, so many of the older devotees you're seeing. I mean, I would collect with Ashram Maharaj, you know, Govinda Maharaj. When I first came, then I said, you know, Srila Govinda Maharaj, I would like to stay here in Nabadwip. And he said, what's that you're saying? You would like to go to Calcutta and collect? And I said, no, that's not what I said. I said I would like to stay here in Nabadwip. And he said, I think it would be better if you would go to Calcutta and collect. So then I go to Calcutta, and then I'm collecting with Ashram Maharaj. And Ashram Maharaj, he's very humble Vaishnava, but he's very competitive. Very competitive.
I believe that.
Don't play soccer with him.
Don't play soccer with
You
him.
value your legs.
Srila Srila traveled with him, and he said by the time we were in Thailand, we were ready to shoot each other with machine guns. He said, Ashram Maharaj is very stubborn. Very stubborn. But anyway, we collect, and then we're collecting together, and then Ashram Maharaj said, well, we can collect more. We could collect more if, careful, we could collect more if, so it's genuine wood from here. We could collect more if we went separately. And then often I've been collecting with Ashram Maharaj. He'd have a notebook, big notebook, and then he'd write everything the person would say, the names of his sons, where he lived, and everything. He'd have all these details, so that the next year when he went to that person, he'd know all about the person and collect from that person. And then when Gurudev was leaving this world, Ashram Maharaj was like one of his full-time caretakers. And he had a notebook, all the pills that Govinda Maharaj would be taking and what he took at this time. Ashram Maharaj had all those notes. So that was the nature. And then we collected, and then I came back. I collected, and I gave what I collected to Srila Govinda Maharaj, and he said, Guru Maharaj is sitting on the veranda. Take it. So I took the collections to Guru Maharaj. Guru Maharaj is sitting there, you know, like the Param Vaishnava he is, and he's there, and I give him the collections, and then he counts it, and then he says, so many days collecting, divide this amount divided by this many days, that's this much per day. Like, you know, I don't remember, 500 rupees or whatever it is. So he calculates how much per day, and then he says, very good. Gurudev says, so, and this was for Janmashtami. And then he says, very good. And he said, now you have collected this for Janmashtami, for Krishna. And now Radharani's appearance is coming up in 15 days, and she's the guru of our sampradaya. So what will you do for her? So he sent me back to Calcutta to collect again for Radhastami. And Srila Govinda Maharaj, I'm back there, and he says to me, I want you to go to, I want you to go to Brazil. And preach in Brazil. So I said, I've traveled so much, Gurudev, I'm all retired. And he said, I think it would be best if you went to Brazil. So I went to Brazil, and I'm there, and I stayed with Bhuvan Mohan in his house, and his wife, Govinda Mohini. He had a restaurant, Rasa, I think was the name. Same one?
Prema.
Prema. Okay, Prema. And anyway, then we met Bimala, and then Bimala took initiation, and then I go back to India, and then Gurudev said, then Bimala was there, and Bimala's, after some time, Bimala kept on going to India, and her father forbid her to go to India so much, and then he said, if you go to India, I'll disown you. So she went to India, and he disowned her, and then, but he didn't realize, it was not really a full threat. So I go with Gurudev, and Gurudev says, Bimala's father has disowned her, he's disowned her, and will you accept her in Sokel? And he said, yeah, of course we'll accept her in Sokel. And then we had Bimala, and then he said something about Bhakti Lalita, you accept her in Sokel also. Yeah, so we accepted them, and others came, and there was a collection party for them. Very nice, under Udamanya. And I was in Mexico before that, and I asked Govinda Maharaj, I'm always going through San Jose, but there's no temple there right now. It temporarily closed, and shall we start another temple? And Ramai was living at Shudashrava's house, and I was also staying there. And then Govinda Maharaj said, if Udamanyu will join with you, then you can open up a temple. And Udamanyu was in Thailand at the time. So then he came back, and then Govinda Maharaj said, now that he came back, then you can start the temple. So then we started the temple, and we got the place on 17th and Empire, where Govinda Maharaj visited numerous times. And what was that? And we opened that temple on December, I think it was December 7th. It was Pearl Harbor Day when we started the temple, when the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor. That was when we inaugurated the temple. And so much nectar came from Srila Govinda Maharaj. And one day Govinda Maharaj is there, and we come back, and then the neighboring property was all covered with yellow police tape, all around it. Do you remember that? That was a man next door. I think it was a murder-suicide pact between them, and it was for a good cause. And he'd, I think they agreed to that, and that was their arrangement. We came back, and it was all covered with yellow tape. It was an Italian couple. No slur meant at the Italians, but they were there. And I think maybe one of them I think my wife became terminally ill or something like that, and that was the reason. But Gurudev was staying at. Anyway, I'm just going on with stories. Abhishek, well, who was Who else will? I'm monopolized all the time. So maybe I should keep going, you know. Abhishek, okay. Now is the time for Abhishek? It's only 12:30. Perfect time. And where is the bathing paraphernalia? Okay, well, when she gets it together, then I'll stop.
It's together.
Okay.
Maharaj, is there an instruction to read the Chaitanya Bhagavat so many times, like maybe a number that Gurudev gave?
What?
In this lifetime, is there an instruction to read the Chaitanya Bhagavat a certain amount of time?
No, just try reading once at least. You know, in the mat they would read the Chaitanya Bhagavat in the morning, and the Chaitanya Charitamrita in the evening, and at 4:00 they would read the Srimad Bhagavatam. And Govinda Maharaj said you can read. He said you can read the Srimad Bhagavatam, but you should do so under the guidance of a guru. So then he said, what is that? So how would that affect us? He said you can read the Srimad Bhagavatam, and under the guidance of a guru, he said that means you read every single verse in succession, in order. You don't skip one verse. You read all the verses of all the cantos, and you read all the commentaries of Srila Prabhupada Bhaktivedanta Swami. You read from beginning to end. Well, then the Bhagavatam ends after the Prabhupada's translation. He got as far as the 13th chapter of the 10th canto. But you can read the whole 10th canto in the form of the Krishna book. And then you can read the 11th and 12th canto also, 10th, 11th, 12th. That was also translated, but not by Prabhupada. So that you can read the Srimad Bhagavatam. The Chaitanya Bhagavat, you can that was read in the morning. And one day I came to the temple, and actually Ranya Maharaj, I think he was reading the Chaitanya Bhagavat, and I'm looking at him reading, and all of a sudden my vision became blurred, and I'm seeing him sitting there, and I'm seeing, instead of seeing him, I'm seeing Srila Prabhupada. And then everyone's starting to shout, Haribo, 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 Haribo. And then I'm thinking, why is that? And then I thought, he must be reading about Jagai and Madai. And it was. He was reading about Jagai. I don't know Bengali, I didn't know that. He's reading about Jagai and Madai. And why I saw Prabhupada, because Prabhupada came and saved all of us Jagai and Madais. All us little baby Jagai and Madais. Prabhupada saved us. So, but I saw Prabhupada sitting there during the Chaitanya Bhagavat class, although it was Aranya Maharaj. He doesn't look very much like Prabhupada, but anyway, I saw that. So, and Chaitanya Charitamrita, but we read it in the morning because there's so many parts of the Chaitanya Charitamrita that's too high to read to the general public. And early in the morning, nobody comes anyway, so so we can read it, and we can read it from start to finish in the high parts of the Chaitanya Charitamrita. If you come, you can hear them, but then I thought it's better, and Govinda Maharaj gave some indication. You can read Chaitanya Charitamrita, and you can also read in the evening when people come, you can read Bhagavad Gita and Hidden Treasure of the Sweet Absolute, and you can supplement that with different books of Guru Maharaj and Govinda Maharaj. So that's it. Now time for Abhishek. But Jai Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai intense rambling Ki Jai.
Jai Srila Bhakti Pavan Janardhan Maharaj Ki
Jai.
Sri Govinda Mela Ki Jai. All the assistants or attendants to the festival of Sri Govinda Mela Ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande.
Haribo.
Jai.
Jagat Guru Bhakti Kusham Ashram Maharaj Ki Jai. It's true, it's true. He goes all over Latin America from every place. From top to bottom of South America and all over. Ready?
Yes, whenever you want.
So then we'll start kirtan, and what do we do? You tell us how this bathing is to proceed.
Yeah, so everybody just lined up, one by one. We're going to start with the sannyasis first. Just everybody is extending the right hand this way. And then we're going to purify with water, and then we're handing the parasol to the
And where do we do the bathing?
We're going to put Giriraj.
Okay, then you have to put Giriraj there before we start.
That's tight.
Sudarshan, what should we sing?
Point the mic towards the speaker because I think it's buzzing because of that. It's not buzzing because of some, I think it's direction.
What? No, I think we should do Maha Mantra. And we don't, then
Can't
people,
go wrong with that, can you?
then people won't be staring in the songbooks, and they'll go for the bathing. And Prabhupada, but Prabhupada installed deities in Vrindavan, and he said actually the installation was done by the Maha Mantra. So. We all knew. We knew all the songs. Yeah, I know. We're going to do Maha Mantra. We can do Hari Hari. I'm not sure.
Okay. So I'll be operating.
And actually,
Somebody's leading and they're not playing partial. Do you mind? Is your arm okay?
It's a little stiff.
I'm good.
half blue, half golden. Half golden, half blue. Audaria and the Lord.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda.
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga. Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Jaya Gora Hari Jaya Satinandana Jaya Satinandana Gora Hari, Gora Hari, Gora Hari, Gora Hari, Gora Hari, Gora Hari, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Bol, Hare Bol. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Don't go. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
go down.
Maharaj, we're gonna have a photo group before we go.
What?
A photo group.
Are we having Are we having arti?
Arati and then a group photo here, and then we go.
Okay, arti and a group photo.
You have to obey. You have to obey.
Where's our pujari? Pujari. Oh, pujari ji. You have done everything?
Very efficient.
Tonight, beach.
Oh, so many books.
No clue. They
No,
never
they're
know.
all back
They're
there.
coming back. They're coming.
Something on the beach later.
Okay. I have it on my phone.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Yashomati Nandana Brajo Baranagarando Kularanjanata Oh Yashomati Gopi Paranadana Madana Manohara Sachinandana Suramuni Vandana Bhavavaya Jai
ki jai. To the what is Madhyam? Madhyam Raj Bogarti ki jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Kusham Ashram Maharaj ki jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Tilak Nehru Maharaj ki jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Nirmalacharya Maharaj ki jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Parabhajakacharya Ashta Tara Sadashi Shriman Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Parabhajakacharya Ashta Tara Sadashi Shriman Srila Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Jai Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur ki jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Rupanuga Guru Bharga ki jai. Namachar Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai. Shri Rupa Sanatana Bhakta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopal Bhattadass Raghunath Shad Goswami Prabhu ki jai. Brahmsago Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasudeva Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Vishvavaranya Srila Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada ki jai. Ananda Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Shri Nabadwip Dham ki jai. Shri Ram Mayapur ki jai. Saparshada Shri Nityananda Prabhu ki jai. Saparshada Sriman Mahaprabhu ki jai. Sri Govinda ki jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat ki jai. Sokel Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Seva Ashram ki jai. Devi ki jai. Tulasi Manarani ki jai. Devi ki jai. Shri Vrindavan Dham ki jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Go Gopi Govardhan Shyam Kunu Radha Kunda Kalindi Yamuna Ju ki jai. Shri Purushottam Dham ki jai. Dev Subhadra Jagannath Ju ki jai. Bhakti Vigna Vinashaya Shina Shingadev ki jai. Bhakta Prabhata Shri Prahlad Maharaj ki jai. Shri Veda Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Shri Govinda Mela ki jai. Govinda Mela ki jai. Govinda Mela ki jai. Gop Ramananda
Bhakti Bhavan Janar Maharaj ki jai.
All the assembled devotees ki jai. Gaur Premananda. So now what's going to happen is we'll have kirtan and go back down the hill to the ashram and then take prasadam. Now it's prasadam time, 1:20.
Group photo before?
Group photo. Okay.
We go back with Mahaprabhu?
Yes.
Yeah.
Parikram with Mahaprabhu and Giriraj and all the devotees.
He's gonna hold down the fort.
He's gonna stay on.
Govinda, Govinda. So devotees, you're gonna face the ocean. So we're gonna get together for the group photo. We can face the ocean. Our beautiful Jai Krishna is positioned there for the photo. We probably need to sit down so we can have all the levels of the devotees. Yeah, sannyasis can levitate for sure. Govinda. 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 Very well. Okay, I'm gonna go that way. We do the whole thing now.
So, I mean, we can keep streaming while they do the, let me go get close-ups.
Okay, all right. The front row, if we can sit. Yeah. Yeah, let's get together. Let's get together. Do we need people here? No. No, just here. Yeah. Okay. All right, let's come together. I think you guys are not in the frame. We have to go more. Yeah. They can stay there.
way up here.
Okay, okay. You're good, you're good.
Dia, Janet.
Yeah. Can you see the sannyasis in the back? Okay. Here, here. Okay, can we have 4 chairs here? Yeah. Yeah. You are so fast. Good job. 4 chairs in front of here for our swamis.
Maharaj. Maharaj.
Have your shots? Okay. Swamis, por favor. Swamis, come to the front of the mandir. Srila Ashram Maharaj, Srila Janardhan Maharaj, Puri Maharaj, Nyasi Maharaj, we are waiting for you. No, you are not in the frame. Por favor, no. No, por favor, por favor. Oh, you're not.
I know. Don't be ridiculous. No, you have to come.
Devashish Prabhu, please. We're gonna make it fast so we don't blind anyone. Devashish Prabhu. Hare Krishna Prabhu. Vidura Prabhu. Ramachandra Prabhu. You are not in the frame. Prabhu? All right, let's see. Are you happy, photographer? Okay, let's hear Govinda! 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 Good job! We got it! Jai Gurudeva! More pictures. Govinda! 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 Maharaj wants more pictures, so let's do different poses. Everybody hands up. Govinda Mela. Okay?